did want to ask you your thoughts on Jamir Jones getting released.
Doesn't move the needle for me one way or another. Just The main question is, does it mean anything for us maybe bringing in a Bud Dupree coming up?
Yeah.
But I feel like that doesn't matter because you could have a bunch of extra roster spots right now, right?
Up to 90.
That's the only intriguing part of it to me.
Yeah.
Because Jamir Jones really didn't do much for us while he was here.
On defense, he didn't. Did on special teams, though. In terms of, I think he's played in all 17 of them games last year on special teams. Yeah. So he did give us something there. It was 50-something% of the snaps there. But in terms of the defense, nah. So we still are going to have to address that part. You know what I mean? And that was one of the things that he was here or not here. That was not going to change. Yeah, did he play a ton of? I don't remember him playing a ton of snaps on defense, man. Like, it may have been one or two games where we saw his name out there a couple of times in that vein, but that just never really materialized for him. But like I said, that part was a little bit interesting to me that they did move on just because they had brought him back. Remember, he was one they had brought, that was 2 months ago.
Yeah, it's a little random.
Yeah, that was the part to me that was a little bit more surprising than anything. Like, what transpired over these 2 months to make you say you want to bring him back, but now before the draft, before OTAs, mini camp, anything, you decide to move on?
Yeah, they're just done.
Yeah.
They've had enough. Well, to piggyback off that, Rod Dollars asks, can we get some insight on Chappelle Russell and why the Steelers chose to keep him over Jamir Jones?
Not that I know of just yet. I mean, we talked about Chappelle when we signed him. What was that, like a year ago, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. He came from Jacksonville.
I just think to his point, like, I feel like those names could have been interchangeable.
Yeah.
Like, if you just would have saw the report, Steelers released Chappelle Russell, it kind of would have been the same thing. I guess you're right. Yeah. Jamir Jones has done a little bit more. At least he's got the preseason from a couple years ago where he did good there and was able to actually make the roster for his rookie year.
Too, how do they view Chappelle? Because they have him listed as an inside up here, but we said with Chappelle. No, if I remember correctly, Chappelle. That might be why then. If they're looking at him as an inside completely versus Jamir being the outside dude. It'd be as simple as that.
Position change.
Yeah. Whereas for the outside, they still have, obviously, you got Quincy Roche, but they, I don't even know.
I always felt like whenever we brought in Roche anyway, if the roster stayed as is, he was going to be the third guy.
Yeah.
Because he actually did some stuff with the Giants.
Yeah. Yeah, because they signed, was it Emeka Egbull, but he hasn't played any seriously, you know what I mean? In terms like at the NFL level. Yeah.
If anything, going back to what we were talking about with draft priorities or draft needs, I think this does solidify third edge rusher.
Yeah.
In that fifth spot over defensive line.
That's kind of how I lean with this thing, man. Yeah. Not a lot of action in that room behind. When you talk TJ, you talk Highsmith, man. Not a lot of reps, not a lot of just in-game experience for those guys, man. So, yeah. Definitely stays there, though, man. Definitely stays there.